Hey, and welcome to this episode of Course Correction. I'm your host, Michelle. This week I sat down with the new Miss Lovely Black. She is a former adult film star, 4 or 5-time author, and she also has an interesting story about her baby dad, who is actually a celebrity. Keep listening to find out how she put herself on a new path after her stint in adult film. And I just want to let you guys know I have a lot going on right now. So these episodes are probably going to be crazy. They're going to be random. You're going to be like, what the hell is she doing? Well, I'm getting my course corrected. I'm talking to people who are doing cool stuff. I mean, I want to know how people stopped going to work at the post office and started making plastic bottles. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to know. How people took themselves out of retail and became real estate moguls. That's who I'm talking to. I'm looking for people who want to talk about their life, how they changed their life. So if you guys are interested in coming and talking to me about anything, I mean, if you guys are doing something cool, you can email me. We can always run it by me because I got to run everything by me before I say yes. And, we'll see about getting you on. And for those who want to hear about the new Miss Lovely Black and her course correction, keep listening.
I did not. I actually started my career in Orlando, and that was in 2000. In the adult industry, I started that in 2000. And
Okay.
then I went to Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 2008 or 9. And then that's when I got into adult film. And
Okay.
I grew it in Atlanta because I got to Atlanta in 2009. And I just left Atlanta last year, the end of last year.
Okay. So you started out. So tell me how you started out in that industry then. Well, I want to know, like, you've become this like evolved writer and I want to know how you got to be that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what's your story kind of from, you know what I'm saying? From how you started your career and then how you
Yeah.
got out of it and decided to do something else.
So in school, I used to love to write. Like I was a straight A student, um, honors classes, all that good stuff. But I had a very strict mother that like restricted me from everything. And so I used to be a cheerleader and on a dance squad. So I love to dance. So when I got grown, I went to this club one night and I seen the girls in there like stripping. So I was like, oh, they getting a lot of money. And I didn't look at any other factor of the business other than OMG, they getting paid. And so in 2000, I started dancing with this group here. I was an original member of a group called the Florida Hot Girls. And if you are from Florida, you know this group. You know, I was in it like the original group. And we traveled throughout Florida and Southern Georgia dancing
Oh,
at
yeah.
what?
That reminds me of like, you know how like in Dreamgirls when they got famous, they didn't show
Right.
H&M. You know what I'm saying? You like, I'm from the original group.
You know how you have something out for some time and then they run it in the ground and it's like, yeah, I'm an original one when it was still classy, type situation.
Yeah.
No, like way, way beyond. So I did that for a couple of years and then we broke off, me and like 3 other women. And so we started traveling on our own. There was an event, we was there. We wasn't working on the internet, we wouldn't like they got it easy today with marketing. We was like, okay, if it's something going on in Miami, we show up in Miami, we find our work. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody want to party. We was young, looking good, and that's how we really, really ate. It wasn't a man with us; it was just 4 girls, making it happen. And so, um, in about 2009, I was going back and forth to Baton Rouge. I graduated out of Jackson, Mississippi. So I had people in Baton Rouge, and I was going back and forth. And somebody was like, "You ever thought about doing porn?" And I was like, "No."
Right.
But I've been watching porn faithfully for a very long time at this point, you know? And I was like, no. And he was like, you should try it. And I was like, oh no. And I said, well, let me see how it works. So I did this little video, and then the video was with this really, really heavy set guy, right? But that's all I could find at the time. The video was horrible, okay? But I put it online. I had edited the video and put the video online. And the video had 1 million views in 30 days. And so I was like, wow, well maybe I can, make it happen. That's how that's how Miss Lovely Black was born, because I was always going by Lovely Black. And so I was, let's just see how it goes. And I signed on to an agency, and that kind of didn't work. So from 2009 to 2013, I was going back and forth to California, New York. I've shot with some of the biggest and best companies that there are out there. And, I did a couple of websites, but mainly everything was on DVD. At the time, I really wasn't thinking about the repercussions or anything like that. People don't understand when you are in something like that, you're not thinking about what somebody else say. And apparently it's a good thing because it was $1 billion industry. So somebody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got so much to say, but somebody's apparently watching it and paying good money. That was me. And in 2013, I was just like, you know what? It's time to change my life. My mom, she laid a great foundation, and it was just really me being out here in the streets, doing what I wanted to do, being a lost soul. And I gave everything up in 2013. And I said, I'm going to focus on other things. I'm going to redirect myself. I got degrees, I wasn't that woman. I can't sit and give a sob story and say, I don't have much and I came from a crazy background. It was just really life for me. It's life experiences. I have no regrets. I know what not to do now, and if you don't experience life, how can you know what not to do? You only going off of what someone else says. I'm an Aquarius. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. So with that being said, I had to outgrow that phase myself. And I actually then put out my trilogy, Confessions of a Mattress Actress. Yeah, 3-part trilogy. And I just continued to write. And I have 7 books out now. I have a radio show as well, an online radio show that has been going on for 2 years. And, I'm in real estate, I'm an investor, and I just do everything that I feel like I want to do, but in a different manner now.
Yeah, right. Like it's more intentional what you do.
Right.
Yeah. I could really resonate with a lot of what you said. So I feel like, how is it going from being in adult film to like the podcasting world?
I got into the podcasting when I was in adult film, but I didn't have the time to really do it how I wanted to do it. I had a show called Diva World, and I was bringing like porn stars on and, stuff like that. I was in that life, but I didn't have the time to run it how I really, really wanted to run it. Right.
Yeah.
And so when I got out, that was one of the things that I wanted to do, to use my voice and make it happen. The one thing that I can say is that a lot of people judge me. They'll judge their mama because they have nothing else to do. This world is bitter and hateful, and they don't see your growth. They don't see what you did. They just want to say what you used to do. Like, y'all don't do the same thing. Like, y'all ain't gave it for free. I got paid for what I did, right? But I had a voice and I wanted to use it because a lot of women don't know how to cross over because the world is so harsh to them. The world is so mean to them, and they feel like you have to live by a certain code. They don't know how to cross over. They don't know how to get out of the game. They don't know, anything about fixing their, things that they don't know about being in a regular relationship. So I wanted to use my voice to help others. I was one that made it out, and I wanted to be a help. So I started, and I have taboo topics, so I can talk about anything on my show. and it's still fun. So it's kind of cool.
Right. That's what I like about podcasting too, because I feel like it's my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can
Right.
tell me what I can and can't say on my channel because
Right.
you know what I mean? That's what I
Right.
really like about it. So do you feel like that might be your purpose, like to be out here to help women like yourself or people who might even just be lost?
I do. I think it is a purpose because just the things like, being in the industry, so much is taboo. So it's like you have to be quiet about so much and you have to keep so much under wraps. And it's a lot of people that have been through things and they can't talk about it. The reason that depression is so real and so evident because you can't talk without feeling like someone's going to judge you. So I'm going
Yeah.
to lay myself on the line for all of the women out there that have took journeys. You haven't made a mistake. Your life journey is your life journey. For all of the people that have been through what I've been through that don't have anyone to talk to, I'm here. I accept DMs and emails from women all the time that just want to talk. And it makes me feel good to be able to help others. So I know that my purpose is here. Being here is to help, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. So
Yeah.
tell me about your shirt. It says Boss
Boss.
33, 23.
Well, I mean, I wear the label boss, but I don't go by the term boss, because when you actually break these terms down, I'm big on words. A
Mhm.
boss isn't it. The boss is somebody that the CEO puts in place to do their job. I'm a CEO, I'm a mompreneur. I own businesses, so I'm not the one that's telling somebody what to do over with someone over me. But I like my boss gear, and I salute everybody that's out there starting out. I started from somewhere,
Mhm.
and it's not easy. Never let anybody feel like you're not doing enough for your business because just as long as you're trying every single day, you're doing enough.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's the biggest thing for me. It's like days like today, or I've had a couple days recently where I just really haven't felt like doing much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm keeping
Right.
kind of the pace, but I'm like, oh, like almost like I need to rest, like a wind down. Like, do you ever do that? Like, do you ever feel like you need to like reset?
I'm doing that tonight when we finish talking. Like
Are you?
I have a full day. I have a 4-year-old that's about to be 5 and a 1-year-old at home.
Yeah.
And I also work. I also, my days are so full. And
Mhm.
so my days that I have off, I just get away, like, and do something. Like, it's one of those things that on my time off, I want it to be my time off. And if I can't have uninterrupted time, then I'm going to take myself away from everybody so I can have that uninterrupted time every week, at least one day.
Yeah, like that's what I talked to Benier Pierre. She's a like a manifestation coach, and we were just
Right.
talking about setting boundaries and like making sure that you do your self-care and stuff like that because that's the thing I always forget. I'm like, oh, okay, so now I checked off all these boxes, but the last one, which was like just comb your hair, I forgot to
Yeah.
do, or I was too tired. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really, really, really important. Do you think that's one of the major reasons why you're where you are today is because you just continue to pamper yourself through the hard times?
No, I was that person. Like, I'm a quadruple Aquarius, but
Oh my
one,
goodness, you are really crazy.
yeah, I'm a full blown Aquarius. Like that's it. But I have that Capricorn, deep down inside too. And I just like I had to learn to self-care. And so every morning I get up, I write in my journal. Like
Mhm.
before I turn my computer on, I write at least one page in my journal. And it's nothing specific. It's just write. I can pray in my journal. I can say, this is what I want to become, or this is the direction that I want to take. But every morning, I make it a habit to write something down. And that actually drives your day in a positive direction. And when you have a negative thought that comes in your mind, you take that negative thought and throw it out the window and bring a positive thought in. So staying positive, manifesting, following the full moons, growing. We're all a work in progress. And it's definitely about self-love, because I was just really like, I'll get to that later. I got to do this and I got to do that. But if you're not happy and if you're not taken care of, how can you handle your business to the best of your ability?
Right. That's exactly right. And I'm glad that you mentioned the moon. So, like, how did you feel during the eclipse?
Oh, now see the lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse. What is this? Retrograde that we're going through. Oh my God, I was a hot mess, which
Yeah.
everybody was emotional. But the moon will definitely, the new moon definitely will level it out. Just try not to say or do anything that you may regret. Think before you talk. And I'm really in that phase right now of thinking before I talk or before I act, because I'll just jump up and do something crazy and regret it later.
I mean, I feel like people who are like you or myself are into this kind of thing, we could just go on for hours and hours and hours and talk about this sort of thing.
Right. And it doesn't get bored ever. It's like we don't get bored with it. It's just like, hey, we
So,
can
like,
connect.
right, like we could vibe and just kind of chat. So I feel like that's why you said you like to do your show, because people feel like they're connected to you, via the conversation.
Right.
How do you think you keep that vibe going with your listeners? Because are you by yourself or do you have a co-host?
I have a co-host, Mo Benz. And I think my show, like I'm being aired in over 30 countries right now. I think the reason that it keeps growing is because I'm honest. It's real talk. Like it's no cutting corners. It's straight honesty. If I'm going through something that day, I'm gonna talk about it on the show. If I'm having baby daddy drama, I'm gonna talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I'm honest.
Yeah, I think people really resonate with people who are authentic. But I think it's hard to be yourself, especially now with social media. Do you ever find it hard to, I guess, be 100% authentic, especially on social media?
No, because you gotta think, like, I'm used to the criticism, and just the entire world is now being exposed to how harsh it is. But I've always been thick. I've always had a really huge booty, like from like the age of like 9, I can remember. And so I'm used to the criticism that comes my way. So I don't care about what they say. I'm just living my life. Like, we understand that if you take the time out to be negative towards me, what I'm doing, and you don't know me, then I know that your life isn't right. You have to be grounded within to be able to stand in your purpose in media.
That's damn, that is true, because people will try to take you off. You know what I mean? You definitely have to be able to say. And honestly, like, I think if you're going to be an honest person throughout life, even as a kid, you kind of have to be able to always be not on the fringes, but be willing to be like, I'll be by my damn self, you know,
Right.
because somebody, there's always people who are going to be like, nope, you know.
Right. You gotta have self-love and you gotta have confidence. People will talk about things that you can't even control in life. So they're gonna talk about the things that you can control. No matter how much I've accomplished being out of the industry, you have people that'll be like, she did porn. I have people that don't want to work with me, and collaborate on deals because I did porn. It's not a good look. It's not, you know. So I still go through that to this day. And guess what? It just makes me go harder. Like, I'm not, I'm not crying. I'm still working. So you just people are naive. And then when they see you take off, then they want to come and say, hey, let's work and let's do this. And it's kind of like, you just got to understand it's the way of the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that's always going to be constant is people, they always act like themselves, don't they?
Right. Like,
No.
they do no wrong. They be ready to kill themselves if any wrong get out about them.
Yeah.
Anything it happen and please respect my privacy. You know, like you in everybody else's business, but you want me to respect your privacy, right? Like we
Oh,
are human. You know, we have our own journey. I don't know who came up with this theory that we all have to live a certain way and do a certain thing. This was created by the white man. This is not how life is. You know, we are unique. We all have our own journey. So because I do something that you don't want to do, that doesn't make me weird, crazy, or different. It just makes me who I am.
don't get me started on this matrix and this conditioning. Don't don't get me cranked up because I really feel like, I mean, I think for me, I know this is a system designed to cripple and harm. You know what I mean? So I don't
Mhm.
even, at this point, I only be halfway paying attention to what they say anyway. But you
Right.
know, like it's a concern for me that other people don't see it because I want to, I guess I don't want to call myself a savior, but I'm like, if you start your own business or you do XYZ, you'll be able to move a little bit more freely and maybe learn some things outside of the scope of what you already know. Because if you don't
Right.
ever step out of that zone that they put you in, like it's from like the time you go to school, you know, they start working on you. And
Right.
then you know, when you age out, you're an adult, you go to work. It's more the same shit, you know.
Schools
So
to schools and jail, same format, same system, and we don't even see that. In school, they teach you how to be under,
a boss.
how no they teach you how to be in a mass population in school.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
you have one teacher to 20 children, you have one teacher to 15 kids. That's mass population, and follow orders. And then guess what, when you get out of school and you don't follow their rules, then you go to jail, which you have 50 guards with hundreds and sometimes thousands of inmates. They teach you, they start from school. It's a program, and they train you, and we don't stop to look into the format of what they're doing. In every other country, you have some that's like, really, 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 you have some that's really conservative, but for the most part, men can have multiple wives in other countries. And, sex, a sex goddess, right? Those were queens back in the day. You could control a man with your
fertility.
mind.
Right. I hear
Yeah.
you. I'm on that.
Yeah, she was saying something. You can control a man with your mind. Like sex workers were goddesses. If you
Yeah.
go back, we don't take the time to read and find out what we need to, because we feel like we went to school and we don't want to read anymore. We follow what was told to us, and our mothers and fathers don't know much because they learned from their mothers and fathers. But I think we're starting to wake up as a people to really see what we're calling wrong, and the everything that we were taught in this system was for us to stay controlled by
Yeah.
the government here. So I've unlearned these things, and I've grown, and found my power, found my control, and found the God is within. I understand that God is within me.
Yeah.
So, that's how I move and do the things that I do.
That's good. I think it takes people a long time to kind of catch that vibe, you know? So
Right.
I'm glad that like more people are starting to do that because I think when we do that, then we'll get to the point where we're ready to connect on that level so that we can kind of collectively rise above what system is already in place. Because I keep saying this, I'm not gonna say nothing else, but I feel like at some point this establishment is gonna fall down. So then we need to know what are we gonna do?
How to survive.
Right. And I mean, I'm gonna know, but I want other people to know too. You know,
Right.
I
Yeah,
feel like
absolutely right. And don't be afraid to be yourself. I'm woken. I'm awoke, but I still will turn up. So don't get it twisted. Like, people will be so quick to judge and like, oh, she talking all this power and stuff like that. That's right. tired, but I will turn up. You know, I'm still human. You know, I still have ways about me. I still, you know, do certain things. I still say certain things. So it's one of those things that, you know, I'm hell. You judging me, you just wasting your time.
Well, it's part of it. I think we're supposed to have this human experience where we get to do all this different shit that energy can't do, because it doesn't have a body. So, like,
Mhm.
think about all the cool things that we can do and all that we should be grateful for to be able to be aware, like you and I, and then also now we can freak this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
And have fun.
Yeah. And enjoy life and do all the things.
Right, okay. Do all the good stuff. I have a few degrees. You know, I have a diploma and some certifications along with that too. Like I did nothing but go to school for a very long time. And then, even when I was dancing, I still was going to school. Like I did all of that to realize that what I do right now has nothing to do, like my last degree in business administration, that's what I'm using right now. Like everything else that I went for and I don't use any of it.
Uh, Yeah, because all you need to know is how to navigate life. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
And how to move in
Experience
business.
is the best teacher. When I left Florida in 2008, when I left Florida, I left by myself. I left by myself and I went out into this world by myself. I had never done it before, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. It was no fear. It was no how am I gonna do this or how am I gonna do that or who's gonna help me with this. It was like I'm gonna figure it out as I go. And guess what? I left in 2008 and I just came back officially in October of 2018. So you really have to um just live. And I've been some of everywhere I've traveled. I'm one of those people, like I'm not going to allow myself to live like someone else and be unhappy with me, so I was always able to pay for whatever it was that I wanted. I was always able to do whatever it was that I wanted, and no matter what I did, I lived my life. And I still outgrown it, I had a government contracted job, and all these people in this job, they were, they went to school as well, but their whole life was predicated to living, a certain way, go to school, get married, have kids. And here I come, the person that did porn, and now I'm in here with y'all. And they did not like that. They said I didn't belong, I didn't fit in, I'm getting paid all this money and I don't belong, but I can still do the same job that you're doing, but I don't belong in this job. Is that what you're telling me? And I'm doing the same job that you're doing. That has to hurt you, because I lived my life with zero regrets, and yet you probably have all types of regrets, but you did what you were told to do, and I did what I wanted to do.
How much do you think that affects your mental health, like being good, like just living for yourself?
Living for myself is amazing for your mental health, right? Because you don't have any regrets. You know how many people I talk to that say, oh, only if, and almost everybody that I talk to say, oh, I wanted to do porn, but I thought about my family. I wanted to do porn, but I have this job. I mean, more than you would even know. And the people that actually contact you and reach out to you, when you're in the limelight, 90% of the men are going to be married men.
Wow.
90% of the men that want to talk to you, that want to, go out with you, that just send you money just because they are married men.
Wow.
And I wasn't a Pornhub adult actress. I was you know,
Real life.
California adult actress, and they are married, and I learned a lot about life, being, in the industry. I learned a lot about men and couples, and so, me and my friend, we just have an understanding. Always be honest. That's all I can ask. Because while you weren't here, whoever told these women that, it's supposed to only be one man and one woman and that's it, and this is how you're supposed to align, and you stupid if you do anything else. But understand this, why are so many men getting caught cheating if that's how it's supposed to be, right? I don't think men were created to be monogamous. Men can tell you that they're going to be monogamous. That's just like telling a brother, here, your favorite food is pizza, you eat pizza every single day for the rest of your life, or you got to have pizza, you can't eat nothing else. It doesn't make sense. And you want to say, well, that's not logical because you talking about food and we talking about sex. Listen, food, right? What you put in your body to be able to live, you know, for nutrients, right? That's the same thing as love. That's the same thing as sex. That's something that you get, you know, in order to live and do what you have to do. This, everything is an agenda. It's been an agenda to break us down. It's been an agenda to stop to stop the Black Americans from reproducing. They've tried it with drugs. Guess what? They gave us drugs. We start selling them to their people. They tried it with guns. And guess what? That's about the main war that is winning, that Black on Black crime. And so if we want police to stop killing our Black people, we need to stop killing our Black people, right? But then you came out with this whole gay agenda. And your first Black president got in the office and pushed the gay agenda. He gave the gay people more rights than he gave anybody else. So you mean to tell me that if two men can get married and two women can get married, that I can't have a husband and a wife? I'm just saying, since we giving everybody
it's already whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why it can't be whatever for everybody?
Why we can't have three people in a marriage? You know, you want everybody to be happy. The world is so sensitive. And if you are gay, that's you, that's what you do. I am not knocking you, but I am speaking on the facts that are at hand. If we are gay, right, how can we reproduce? There's no way.
Right, you can't do that.
Well, one Black president got in the office and gave more rights to gays than he has done for even Black people, for us as a nation as a whole. So we have to watch these agendas that are being pushed, and we have to watch what's being pushed in the media. You know, I monitor what my kids watch on TV because this agenda is being pushed. Now, when your child grows up, your child mimics what they see, right? That's how they grow. That's how they learn. If you conservative at home, your child is going to be conservative. If you crunk at home, your child going to be crunk, right? So if your child see gay shit at home, then what you think your child going to do? I'm just asking a question because we as a people, we seen them like, let that child be a child and all this bullshit. Listen, one of my children better not come in here talking about jumping in my heels and wearing my hair and none of that shit. I'm raising kings, okay? I'm raising kings, and that's just what it is in my household. I don't care what nobody else do in their household. This is my household. And as a people, we get so caught up in everybody else's household, and we got so much to say about everybody else's household. How about you focus on your household and get your household together? Because apparently it ain't right. Because if you was focused on your household, you wouldn't have time to talk about somebody else's, because you ain't doing no interview. I am.
Right. Oh, what? She say NIU? Because you went off. Oh, okay. But yeah, you just saying nothing wrong.
They be bugging, but it's all good. And we need, father figures. I do have a campaign for single mothers as well. I'm a single mother. And the one thing about it is that for single mothers, it's kind of like we are taught to be quiet. Like we are taught to not speak on being a single mother. If you have a child by somebody that's known or that's famous, then you can't talk about the struggles. I'm talking about mine. Okay, I'm talking about my struggles. I'm talking about the pain that I go through and the pain that I endure. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you listen, someone told me, say, you need to get over the hurt with my youngest son, Dad. I need to get over the hurt. My youngest son, Dad, is famous in the South. He's went everywhere, but he's mainly in the South. He's a very, what they call it, a legendary. He's from a legendary rap group called Field Mob, okay? And so they tell you, it's just him, and, you just kind of got to get over the hurt, and, as a woman, as women, we poison other women. I took care of my kids by myself, so you can do it too. Now, you want me to be like you, but I ain't finna be like you. Guess what? I want my money. I need you to run mad, okay? I need you to go cooperate with child support. I need you to do something. But as a man, like you got these men that's out here that's doing all this shit on social media to make it seem like they living a life, and you got a 1-year-old son that you ain't never did nothing for. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things like, come on, like you living a lie. Stop living a lie and go do what you got to do. Oh, well, it got to be my way. Look, we ain't doing none of that. We got a child together, okay? It's your twin. Do what you got to do for your child. That's it.
Like social media does that for people. Like it makes them feel fucking like they can make a whole, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not what's happening here.
Everybody's so fine, right? And these women, they so stupid. These women are so stupid. They be taking him all over the world. Like all these women, he ain't gonna never get right because these women pay for it. And guess what? As soon as you post up with a woman and I see her name, I'm in the inbox. Check this out, boo. I'm happy for y'all, but can you get him to cooperate and do what he got to do for his child? Can you get him to go to child support? Can you get him to send his son some money? Can you do what you need to do? It ain't his mama job to do it. It ain't his brother job. It's his job. So while he laying up with you, while he going to here and going to there and showing passports, the shit start with your children. You got to take care of the children that you create, period.
You said that girls were rich, right?
I don't know if they rich or what they is, but you know how most of them got jobs and they save up and the first thing they want to go do. I'm pretty sure, ain't too many of them doing better than me, but at the same time, and that's not bragging, but I just see the type of chick that he deal with. You know what I'm saying? I see his trend and I see what your other baby mama's doing. So I don't know, but you get money and then you run off and you want to take a man somewhere, man, and you want to go and do just to have him up under you, just in case he make it. Man, listen, focus on your own pockets. Focus on building your own dream and your own journey without trying to build trying to ride somebody else's coattail. Because ain't nothing that he doing gonna make me get off his ass. You understand me? Nothing. I got my own. Take care of your son.
He should just be giving you money. Like if they give him money, why he don't just share it with you for the kid instead of sweating over the child support? You know what I'm saying?
Underlining factor. So basically now it's like I had two choices. One, I either do what he say, which was not deal with nobody else and just focus on my career, and he would make sure that I was straight. I declined that offer. I don't want that offer, sir.
Because then that would mean that y'all would not be together, but you also would not be with nobody else.
Right, that part. He let him get himself together, and I keep focusing on my business, but you don't want me to know what nobody else. But at the time, I couldn't do that. But can't do it now either. And then the second one was just like, well, let's do child support. And he says, well, as long as you got me on child support, I'm not doing nothing. And you let child support catch you, and he's just running, making sure child support doesn't catch him. So that's where we at.
I'm like, oh, you too? No, just kidding. But yeah, I don't even want to go into it. I have too much to talk about when it comes to how much I'm not getting in child support.
Right, but I still do what I do. So, for all the single mothers out there, I hear women say, oh, I don't have time. I fit all of this in my schedule. And my kids, right, it's summertime. So, now they're getting out and they, going places or whatever. But year round, my kids are at home with me. I find ways to do things. You're going to have to lose some sleep. You're going to have to learn how to operate with 3 hours of sleep. But, if you feel like you want to write, when your kids sleep, you done fix dinner, you done put them in the tub, then you write. You want to make clothes. You do it when you can, all while going to work. You can't think about everything that you have on your plate. You just have to make the sacrifices to do it. I do it. And it's like, hey, you're doing what you got to do. And then other people see you like, well, you making it happen. So I don't have to do nothing. And that's not true either. I don't care how much I'm making it happen. I still want my money.
I think that's what happens to me is people are like, you got it. You always been able to get it. I'm like, I know I got it, but damn, hello.
Right. Be considerate.
I know. I'm like, so you just gonna let the shit fall on top of me? Damn,
I can I can say, like, he know when I'm lying. I can be like, man, I really need you to do this. And he still ain't gonna do it. But it's like, even if I was in a dire need, you couldn't even be there. So I'm glad that I'm just put in position, and I work as hard as I do to be in position to make sure that they okay. But like, we gotta bring light to this. Stop all this flossing and stuff like that, man. Stop all this extra shit. When you go somewhere, listen, for me, it's like if they go somewhere and you say anything about Field Mob, right? And Field Mob, them. You get notoriety, you get perks. Get some perks. Take care of your children. Do that. Take care of your children. Do that for me.
Child. All I have to say is it's fucking running rampant. The spirit of single motherhood. And I'll tell you what, I'm tired of it too. I'm tired of people talking about us. I'm tired of people making insinuations. I'm tired of people
Right.
assuming shit. I'm tired of people in my business, period.
Say something. Two people can't have a child unless the universe deems it, unless God is into play. God has a demon. How many times did if you have a child with somebody, you are connected with them for a reason. It's a lesson that you are being taught. It's something that you have to learn and grow. And most times people don't, really learn or grow because they don't sit down to take part in what the lesson is. Now, I've been out here, I've been dropping books. I could have been, doing interviews and talking about this, but I decided now I'm like, he's one. You're not doing nothing. You see him, I mean, he came to his birthday party at 1, but you came empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't did nothing. So that pissed me off even more. So when I was working, trying to get them two together or trying to be his friend, it just makes me not even want to be his friend. Because I don't want to be your friend enough to where you're around me, but you're not taking care of your responsibility. I don't like you. I
I don't
hate you.
like you.
I hate him. And then people say, that's a strong word. It is a strong word. And I need him to understand how I hate you. You know what I'm saying? You can do all of these other things, but you can't do for your child. Like, I hate you. And I had to think about, like, do I want to use that word? Yes.
Yeah.
Hate
I
you.
got upset about it. I mean, that would be the word. Well, this is what I want to ask you because we're going to have to wrap up in a minute. Is there anything that you want the people to know about you before we sign off? And just tell them where to find you.
Listen, before we go, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I can be found on my website, thenewmisslovelyblack.com. I'm pretty sure she'll have my name in the description so you can see how to spell it. But thenewmisslovelyblack.com, it has all of my social media links there. It has links to all of my books. Most of them are available on ebook and paperback. My books are available on Amazon and Google Play, or you can order autographed copies directly through me. And my show airs Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can definitely follow me on Instagram. My personal page has more followers than my business, but my personal page is locked. So excuse me, because I've been getting a lot of friend requests and I don't answer them on the personal page if I don't know you. But you can follow me on SBANDDLLC, and that's on Instagram. That's my Instagram page. And I mean, get a book. I'm not on the Kindle Select plan, unfortunately, but my ebooks are $1 just because I'm not on the Kindle Select plan for you guys. So you can spare $1. And if you can't spare $1, then guess what? If you're on my Facebook or if you're on my Instagram, just share my post. It takes nothing. It costs nothing to share my post. It costs nothing to uplift each other. Thank you.
That was sweet.
All right, so that was today's episode. I appreciate you guys listening and for waiting. I know everyone's always waiting for the Thursday drop. They're like, oh, when is she going to let the episode out? I just want to hear what she did this week. Okay, I'm kidding. But I really do appreciate you all listening. And if you're ever interested in listening to unedited episodes, because I do edit each one of these, so what you hear is just what I think you guys might be interested in as a collective. Now, there are some of you who are probably interested in the full conversation because you like weird shit. You like weird people. That's why you're listening to me, right? So yeah, if you're interested in that, go ahead and send me an email. You can send it to Michelle at mscreativeaf, or you can send it to thebugpodcast at gmail.com, and I'll get you on the list for the super secret episode release. Those are episodes that haven't been edited or where I have like back notes and things like that. So let me know if you're interested in that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week where I talk to Zyla Royals of Hoodoo Bangin'. Bye.